Hi guys, this video will be a review and a little demo on products I got from the company YaYoge. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but they reached out to me and they sent me two big packages, so I'm really excited to show these off. The first thing that comes out, it is the base coat, which is awesome, and the top coat. I love that they send that with it so that I can review the whole thing together. Now these three are builder gels. They are in a bottle, so you build the nails with this using the brush on the bottle, or of course you can use your own brush, but I love builder gels in a bottle. They just work so much better for me. I'm so happy I got these because I'm running out of the builder in a bottle products, so I'm definitely excited to try these out. And they send it in a nice light white and this nice pop pink color, and of course clear, so I get to test out these three colors. The next items are cat eye gel polishes, and I received 6 of them. I'm super excited to try these. I have different cat eye polishes, but I'm excited to try these specifically, and they do already come with the magnet stick, which is awesome. Like I said, I thought of everything, made sure that I can do the whole set with just their products, which is really great. Now these are little fiberglass, they're nail wraps that are used to extend the nail, and I will talk more about them once I get into them. And this is the next box. This is the base coat, and this is for the polygel that they have. This base coat was really not thick. It was very thin consistency, so that is very different what I'm working with. And this top coat is very thick. Personally, I didn't really like this top coat. I preferred the one I showed you at first. It just leaves a sticky residue, but like I said, that's preference. This is their nail liquid, which smelled sort of like alcohol, and you can use alcohol if you do not have their nail liquid. And I received 3 colors: natural clear, white, and translucent pink. And these bottles were full, which is awesome because sometimes you buy some products and they're like halfway. And they also send me the brushes, which, like I said, this company really wanted me to test out everything that goes in the kit. And there's 3 brushes, and I pick out which one I think I can work with best. And I love that. I love that I have the brushes, I have the liquid, I have the actual polygel, the base, the top coat, and they send a cuticle pusher. I am using a mannequin hand to practice with, so I will not need the pusher. So I am going to show you on myself that it actually works really good. And I have about 2 or 3 similar pushers like this, and I love it because I can be switching on my clients while I'm disinfecting, sanitizing one. I can use this one, and so on and so forth. But it works really good. I really do like it. And they did send me the dual forms with it, so I can do the polygel with dual forms. I use the dual forms and then I do it freehand just to show you the difference. And then they send me a USB light. It is LED and UV, which is awesome. I only have one LED and UV lamp, and it's huge, so this one's tiny and I can move it around, take it anywhere. And it has 6 lights. As you can see, you just open up the stands. It has a USB cord that you connect to a port, or you can connect it to your car if you want to do them in your car. I mean, you can honestly connect it anywhere. And with this one, you have to work 4 fingers at a time and then your thumbs. So I'm just showing you the magnetic stick, if that's what you want to call it. This is the first cat eye color I'm going to be using, and I'm going to swatch them on translucent nail tips that I use to put on my books for my gel swatches. I have a specific video for that if you want to see how I do it and where I got it from. The links and all that good stuff will be down below. So I do 1 layer of the actual cat eye polish. I cure it for 30 seconds. Do the second layer. Do not cure it yet, because after the second layer of polish is when I use the magnetic stick and do the cat eye. You can do any way you want, towards the left, towards the right, in the center, halfway, and you can see how easily it grabs onto it. And then I cure it, and that's the result after curing without a top coat. It is very pretty and very light. I do have other cat eyes. This one is a gold color. It's really pretty too, more in the yellow type of gold. But the other colors are harsher, they're darker. This is more light. You can actually put this on top of polished color and it pops. I'll show you on my own hands. So like I said, the first layer I cure, the second layer I just apply it, do not cure, and then I use the magnetic strip. Now you can do first layer and then do cat eye, or you can do 2 layers and then do cat eye. You can do a white base, a black base, and then do the cat eye. It's really your choice. There's no rules with cat eye, at least in my own opinion. This is the purple color. I did the 1 layer first because that's usually how I do it on my clients. I don't like bulky big nails, especially if it's just no chip or if it's just polish on top of product. But this is the purple. It's more of a lilac kind of purple. It's really pretty, and these are more of like a little opaque, and I love that because they show very light, but when you hit that sun, they pop. It's very glittery, and I love that about these polishes. Usually the cat eyes are very solid color and then show the cat eye. So I love that these are a little bit different than the normal cat eye. And like I said, I cure every 30 seconds. I'm just showing you the results as I go. This is more of a rose gold kind of pink color, and this one's a little bit lighter. After the second coat, you'll see that the color actually pops more. It just takes 1 coat, curing it, second coat, and then I will do the cat eye. And like I said, I just do all the cat eyes one way. In the book, I probably have them the other way direction, but if it's one collection, I like to do it one certain way. Then when the client comes, I can show them different design ways that I can do the magnet. There's no specific way. You can use this round part of the magnet stick to move it around and make it cool lines and symbols and whatever you want. This one's a teal green. This color is so pretty. I can imagine this color. Sorry, there was a little dust particle in there. I can imagine this color underneath like a Tiffany blue or a teal solid gel polish color, and then putting this on top and popping that color. I really think that's the next color I'm gonna do on myself because that sounds pretty freaking awesome. Like, I think it would pop really pretty, and it'll be very, very different than what you usually see. The next color is sort of like a gold pink type of color. They're all very different, but they're all similar, if that makes any sense. And I did find that the consistency of this cat eye is a little bit thinner and not so thick as other cat eyes that I've worked with. So I do like that because if you work in thin layers, you really won't pack on the product. When it's a thicker polish, you have to keep, applying it to remove product because it's very thick. So I really do like this. So this is the end result without a top coat. They are all very pretty neutral colors, and this is the top coat that I did like from them. It works really great, doesn't leave a crazy tacky layer afterwards. So I like that. I'm preference, honestly. I do not like tacky top coats. Like, I do not like to have to take the time to wipe off my client's nails after I had done them with the top coat. I just prefer not to do that, but like I said, it's preference. And this is with the top coat, how they look. Now this is with my hand, and you can see with the white background, they look very light, but you can still see that cat eye. So just picture them on top of a solid color. Really pretty. So now I'm just showing you how I put them in my book. And down below, I have a different brand of cat eyes. As you can see, that's a lot more darker and they pop more because it's more of a solid color. But this color, you can use it by itself or on top of another color, and I do really like that. So like I said, if you want to watch the video of where I show you how I use my gel polish books and how I use them and the links and all that good stuff, I'll have it down below. Now, as promised, I will be applying them on my 1.5 to 2 year old nails. So do not worry about how bad they look. Honestly, they are not really prepared. They're overly filed because I use my hands to protect them from clients. So I don't file on my clients. They're not the greatest shape right now. Their outgrowth is showing. So I just wanted to apply it so you can see how it looks on top of a color. And this one is like the rose gold type of pink. And I loved how they look. So I'm excited to do the green ones with the nice teal or Tiffany blue color underneath. Look at that, it's so pretty. And I showed you on the natural light how they look like outside because it's different. In cameras with my lamp and my lights, my ring light always shows, but this is the natural look. See how glittery it looks, and then you still see the cat eye. It's so pretty. And my nails are old, like you can see the outgrowth, but they look awesome. So this is the Polygel kit, and I'm using the liquid, which is, I'm pretty sure it has alcohol in it, but you can use alcohol if you do not buy the whole kit because I still know it will work together. And these are the 3 brushes. I'm just seeing which one will work for my liking. I like a shorter, wider brush. So I like that they send me 3 so I can choose. And I did like that one the best because I feel like I can work better with Polygel with that one. Now first I'm showing you the clear and how it looks, just like clear. And then I am showing you the white. It's a little bit, it's white, but it's not so crazy bright white, which I do like. And this is a pink. It looks more of a hot pink, but when you actually put it on the nail, it's sort of a translucent color. And that's me dropping a whole bead on the, underneath, so don't even worry about that. So I'm using this little spatula. They didn't send a spatula or anything like that, so I'm using the one I have from my previous Polygel kit. And I am just pressing it after applying my brush in the liquid, in the solution. I want to make sure I play with it. It actually moves very easy. There's no issues. I am not pressing too hard. That's why it's not moving super fast. I like to take my time, go back into the liquid when it starts drying so I don't pull the product. And I just move it around to where I would like. I always make sure the side walls are very taken in, by the cuticle areas very taken in, so that way I don't do almost any filing. And I do not file the pink one or the white one that I will be swatching because I am just swatching the colors. I am not doing the whole nail and filing it, but you will see how smooth and clean it is even though I didn't file the nail. And that is how the pink looks. It's a nice, pretty, translucent, natural color pink. Now I'm using the white. I did use a lot of white, so yeah. I always overly grab Polygel. No matter what I do, I can be exact with gel, I can be exact with acrylic, but when it comes to Polygel, I always over grab. I don't know why it is, but I just do. Now, one thing I did realize with the white, it is a little bit harder to work with. It was harder to maneuver and move to where I want. But that makes sense because with acrylic, the same thing. White just needs more pigment to become the color white, so it's a lot harder to work with. I had to be using the solution a lot, so I had to keep going back to liquid and really working with the white. But like I said, that's usually very common with white colors when it comes to acrylic and Polygel. If you know any colors that work faster, just let me know. I would definitely love to test them out. But I did like the white. It kind of gave off like, can't explain it. It's white, but it's not pure white, so it gives a little hint of a sheerness. I don't know, it's really pretty. I just think weddings when I see this color because it's not truly white, so I love that. And I am using the top coat. This is where it's very thick top coat. I had to keep going back and removing some because it was making my nails very bulky, if you can tell. So the top coat for this one, it wasn't my favorite, honestly. And I touch it and it's very tacky. So I used alcohol to take away the tackiness, and that's when I seen that it just dulled down the shine. It took the shine away. So I went right back to the first top coat they gave me, which is right there, and I love this top coat. I'm definitely going to be using this top coat because it didn't take away the shine, and of course it does have a little tackiness, but that's normal after cuticle oil. It's totally fine, but I just prefer that one. So now on this third nail, I'm going to be using the dual form and showing you guys how I do polygels with the nail tip. Now, before everybody starts commenting and telling me, well, polygel, you don't need tips or you don't need forms, I prefer and I choose to use tips because I love the bottom of the nail to be smooth. I don't like to have to still use a drill and file it down, or have bulky nails, or when my clients' nails grow, have a little, like a little lump, if that makes any sense. So I put polygel on the nail tip, and like always, I always over pour the polygel, and I spread it out evenly, really press down by the cuticle, push it in to make sure it's really there, press very tight, and let the polygel come out of the sides to make sure I clean it as I go. I don't cure until I'm 100% sure. So then I go underneath, and right where the nail tip stops is where I start removing product because I don't want to pass the nail tip. Now, if there's still extra polygel on the side, that's totally fine. Polygel is very easy to file off. It gives me no issues to have that time to file off, especially if it's like a ballerina shape, coffin shape, very similar shapes, or an oval shape. That's fine. I'd rather take the time to file it off. Now I'm going to pop it off after curing it for a minute, and as you can see, it's smooth underneath. There's no work to be done underneath, just filing the sides. That's it. Even above is done. So I just grab alcohol, cleanse it, file the sides. Like I said, Polygel files off easily, no need for an electric file. And I usually always use an electric file because of my hands, but there's no need. This files off very easily. I'm just taking it in, making sure I get to the shape that it needs. I always, for some reason, have to file the top. Even though the top's already done, I have to. I'm so used to it and making sure that it's as smooth as possible and that the arch is as clean as possible. So I just go over it from the top, making sure the sidewalls are taken in, making sure the free edge is very nice and sharp. Cleanse it with alcohol, use a brush to take off any product, clean underneath. And as you can see, look at how smooth. By using a tip, a nail form, it just, for some reason, just comes out super smooth, and it has a nice little arch, nothing too crazy, but nice enough to not break the nail off and have enough support. I really do like this product. I think it works really great. I do have my own video on Polygel, or my favorite Polygel, but this is definitely in there as well. Now I'm just showing you again my builder gels. So we are getting into doing the fiberglass nail wraps, nails. And I'm just showing you the colors again. And this is the fiberglass. I've heard of this, I've never tried it. This is my first time, so just sit back and enjoy my trying out efforts here. And I know that you have to spread it out so that it can be as thin as possible and even as possible as well. So that is what I'm doing here. And I did put a base coat first on the nails. A gel base coat is what I'm going to put. And then I'm going to apply the color, then the fiberglass wrap as well. So nail wraps are used to repair or straighten nails or to create nail extensions. 3 fabric types of nail wraps. Number 1, silk wraps, medium strain, smooth appearance. So you could do no chip or regular polish on top of this on the natural nail. Number 2, linen wraps. They're thick, they're strong, and bulky. I do not suggest to do no chip or regular polish on top of this. I suggest you do gel or acrylic on top. And then number 3, fiberglass wraps. They're lightweight, transparent, light to medium strength. So I'm using fiberglass, which is not the strongest, but it will still give the strength of a nail tip with the light overlay. Basically, that's what it is. Silk wraps are preferred for really long nails because they give so much strength to the nail, especially if you have brittle nails. Like just doing the fiberglass on top of your natural nail, cutting it to the natural nail length will help so much. It does take a little bit of time, but it's worth it if you want to grow your nails and give that strength. Now, I applied a thin layer of pink builder, and I'm just moving it around with some tweezers, making sure that it's fully coated so it grabs onto the gel, because you don't want lumps or imperfections. You want to move it around. So far it's looking pretty decent for my first time. I was very surprised. Now I'm going to cure it right away so it doesn't move or budge or anything. Now I'm going to grab scissors and I'm going to cut it to the preferred length. My cutting skills were not that great. Cutting fiberglass is very hard. It's harder than I thought. I thought it would be like hair, but no, I struggled. So it's a little uneven, which is fine. Now the only thing with fiberglass is you do not want to inhale it. So you want to make sure you fully cover it with gel. Always want to make sure. So now I'm actually building the nail. This is not a client. So with the client, I would work with thinner layers so I don't give them any heat strikes or any kind of uncomfortableness in their nail bits. But since this is a practice hand, I'm just going right at it. And I want to make sure I fully coat all the fiberglass on top. I've tried to watch as many videos as I can regarding fiberglass so I can try to do it as best as I can. So now I'm just building it, and I'm just building a nice stress point so that it doesn't break. And I'm just making sure it's always in between all the little fiber strands to make sure that it gets coated very well. And I just keep adding, like I said, this isn't a client's, this is a mannequin hand, so I can just pile on that gel without getting the client to get hurt or anything like that. And I am also using the strings. That's what I love doing with gel. I love using the little strands to build and give that strength. Now, after I cure that for 30 seconds, I work on the back. You see how there's still fiberglass? You can see it. If you don't coat the back, when you go into filing, you're going to file off the fiberglass. Fiberglass is not good for you to inhale, so you want to be very careful. From my research, from what I've heard, it's cancerous if you inhale fiberglass, any kind of nail wrap. So you want to make sure you fully coat it, and when you file, wear a mask to cover any inhalation, just like you should normally when you do nails. I sweat a lot, so I don't like to wear a mask, but I have a fan that sucks in all the dust. So just be very careful when working with fiberglass. You do not want to inhale any of it, just like you don't want to inhale any particles when you file the nails. And I cure that. I wipe it off with alcohol, wipe off underneath, and I get right into filing. I just want to make sure I shape it. I want to shape the bottom so there's no lumps or imperfections, because the bottom wasn't straight and slick, because they are strands, so it's going to be a little bulky and stuff, but that's fine. I don't mind taking the time to actually work it. This is just me showing it. I don't know if I would do this to clients. I don't know if I would suggest this in my list, because it is a little bit more time consuming. But if my client has really thin, fragile nails and she just wants an overlay on her nails to protect them, I think I would consider that. Definitely would consider that. So it is a 10-piece that comes in the set, a 10-piece of fiberglass. So basically you can do a nail set with one of these. They're around $1.50, $2. I will show you guys the pricing at the end. So, I mean, it's not too crazy, but it is a lot of ordering. You would have to order in bulk to do this. Maybe even charge a little extra for this special care. Every service you do is really your preference, your choice, what you want to offer to your clients, what products you want to use for your clients. That is all your choice. I never hide the products that I use for my clients. I always show them what I'm using. I never change them into different containers. They know exactly what they're using, what I'm using on their nails. So it's honestly just preference. Some people don't like certain brands, or because they're from AliExpress or eBay or whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's a preference. It's really up to you what you want to use, but no bashing or anything like that, of course, to anybody that uses whatever they like to use. Now I'm using alcohol and using a brush and scrubbing off all the dust. Look at how pretty this nail is. It looks so natural, and it's so thin, but it is super strong. Like, it is very strong, just as strong as a nail tip, of course. It is really nice. I'm using the top coat and just coating it. This pink is really pretty by itself. Like, you don't even need another polish on top of this. But I have been wanting to try nail wraps for so long. Like the fiberglass, I always had either the big strip or I had the individual strips. I never had the little strands, if that makes any sense. So I'm very excited. From my understanding, this came from Brazil, or it's at least started in Brazil, or similar to that, which I give them props because it's an awesome thing. A lot of people think it's very time consuming, like I said, but the end result's worth it. Now this is the YaYoge page. They do have a coupon code on there, and if I do get my hands on a coupon code or anything similar to that, I will link it down in the description box. I'm just showing the prices. See, it's a 10-pack for $1.47. So if you are willing to try these for your clients or just on yourself, just to have that strength, definitely I would look into it. They have different cat eye polishes and different colors. You see how some darker ones and they pop, and they're very inexpensive to try out and test out, especially if it's for yourself. That's the kit I have on the left. For myself, I think, is it? It looks very similar. I think it is. And then they have the kits, very inexpensive as well. $22, $11.18. It all depends on what type of kits. So, what do I think? Definitely think it's worth it to try it. I do love the cat eye for sure. The Polygel kit was pretty nice. The fiberglass, awesome. I'm definitely gonna order more because I really want to test it out on myself. The durability, how long it lasts. Builder gel, yes. Builder gel is definitely one of my favorites in this kit. And also the UV LED lamp. I'm such a little kid when it comes to these things because I got a portable file and now I have a portable LED UV lamp. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Comment below if you have any questions. Thank you guys again.